post this somewhere. Um, so the people who are playing, I'm not quite sure what the teams are. It looks like most of EQ with Milkshake as a stand-in versus a team whose name I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to consult the tournament sign-up sheet with Nail standing in on that team. So there's an OTA member on both teams, which is kind of funny. Yeah, there's the team. Bunch of EQ members there. 303, Dawn of Wrath, Time Lord. Let's figure out which team Time Lord's on. We got banning phase starting. Melon's gonna join me in a second as well. He's I don't know, doing nothing, taking care of his dog or something. I am figuring out what teams this is. It's EQ versus someone. We got EQ on the left and Radiant side, getting first pick. Versus what team could that be? Does anyone know what team Time Lord is on? Time Lord might also be a stand-in. Also, it's also possible they haven't signed up this team. All right. Well, we're not sure what the team on the Dire side is. So I'm not sure how organized they are either, which may make their drafting and team coordination questionable. But we'll see if they actually are a legit team. EQ has been playing a lot and scrimming a lot, so I expect them to be pretty strong. Troll is a pretty weird first ban. I also think Ursa is a weird first ban. They're both banning out boss killers. I wonder if maybe they know something that I don't about each other and their playstyles. I certainly wouldn't ban either of those heroes in the first round, but that's not really what I ban against. Gyrocopter ban is pretty reasonable. Gyrocopter's strong right now. AA ban is a lot more in line with the kind of stuff that I would ban. AA is really strong, counters a lot of stuff. Regen is very, very popular in OAA, as we all know.
Hello, hello, it is me.
Banning's already started. We're 4 bans in.
Sick. Okay, so this is going to definitely be a regen heavy game, seeing as AA was just banned.
Yeah, and then we got the Enigma ban to follow up.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll see a Naga ban. Whenever Enigma gets banned, it reminds everyone of Naga. Yep, there it is. The meta.
That was a wasted ban, to be honest, I think.
Because
BKB is such a high priority now, and like BKBing just before a duel means that you are immune to the Naga Siren. And it also refreshes your BKB, so it's literally optimal for you to BKB just before the duel starts.
I still think Naga is really, really good, and I actually think Enigma is the mistake ban, and that Naga should get banned before then. But so Witch Doctor is a pretty reasonable pick. I think he's also
the best pick after the AA ban.
Yeah, that's probably true. Because Witch Doctor is really good against Covfefe, because it's really hard to spread Covfefe without someone like Medusa or a Gyrocopter. So the Gyrocopter band's pretty clever there. And Medusa's slow, so. And Covfefe nerf, that's also true. Covfefe did get nerf.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, at max level now, Covfefe, instead of reducing regen by 100%, it's now only 75%, which means a percentage-based heal heals still significantly less. But if you have 10,000 health and you're being healed for 3% of your health per second, and then you reduce that by 75%, you're still getting like 0.75% of your max HP as health per second, but to everyone on your team. And considering Covfefe is only a single target thing that's chance based too, it's like Witch Doctor is really good against Covfefe. Really good.
Yeah, he is. Underlord is a phenomenal pick. He's so strong right now, especially with how boss snipe heavy the current meta is. We're also expecting a nerf for Underlord soon, because he can pull people into the well pretty easily, and we want to get rid of that. We see a Viper picked up, even though Viper also recently got nerfed. Speaking of nerfs, he can no longer perma-silence the Siltbreaker bosses. So the Siltbreaker bosses will just spam frowny faces and do their moves anyway.
You can thank Dota for the frowning faces. That is out
Yes,
of our
that's
control.
that's not us. Sven ban's pretty reasonable. We're seeing a lot of Sven bans. He's getting picked a lot. I kind of spam Sven in pubs. He's really good.
Yeah.
I'm waiting until Clockwork ban becomes standard because of how much I've been spamming Clockwork also, and I don't think I've dropped a game with Clockwork yet.
But to be fair, we haven't dropped an official game
That's
in our team yet.
that's
So.
just true. Um, yeah, I have the VODs enabled so people will be able to view this later. The pickup game that I casted is also visible in my VODs. I might have them disabled, so you might not be able to see them, but I will download them and post them on YouTube because they also don't last forever, so I shouldn't rely on them anyway.
Need to mention that the other
Storm Spirit
team,
Man.
like I said, Evil Queen Ponin
Yep.
said that the the other team is Team LSAC, which is with the captain of Lumpy. I don't know which of those is Lumpy because I guess name changes.
That?
Um,
LSAC? Are they not signed up
so
yet?
I'm assuming. Well, EQ is definitely the Radiant,
Oh yeah,
and
no.
LSAC.
EQ's absolutely the rating. I don't know what the Dire team
Yeah,
is though, and I don't see LSAC in the tournament roster yet.
they haven't been registered yet.
Okay.
They're apparently quite unorganized and need some assistance. So they're getting help. So that's fine.
All right,
No need
cool.
to worry.
Storm Spirit bans are really expected. They're really taking their times with these bans. I think this second wave of bans is where a lot of the rosters decided.
Yeah, Wraith King ban. I like the Wraith King ban. I think Wraith King and Venge is going to be super meta.
It's a strong combo, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be the meta. I don't think people are going to be going
Like,
for it
okay, you
constantly.
have no idea how fucking good Wraith King Wraith King Ags has such a massive win rate, and Venge has a massive win rate because of her aura spawning unkillable allies
Yeah,
after they
I
die.
understand why it's good, but something being good doesn't instantly make it the meta. It just makes it good.
But like,
And
if
it
you then
will win
combine
games,
the
and it
two
will get
together,
banned. Like,
yeah,
you know,
it is very
Naga
good.
Enigma. I'd say Naga Enigma is still only like barely the meta, you know, because there's so many other things you can run. It's
Yeah.
just the one that you want to ban because it's the most pain in the dick to go up against. Jakiro ban. I
Currently,
like Jakiro ban. I think Jakiro is really strong. You can run him kind of in any position early game, which is really nice because early game is definitely the hardest part of the game and where a lot of stuff is decided.
currently the overall picks are 3/4 of my hero pool. Everyone except for Witch Doctor,
um,
like I'm known for those heroes.
Yeah, Winter Wyron, it's a great pick. Really good boss killer. Great support in team fights and stuff. The ice shell thing keeps you alive, and he can farm decently well considering how good of a support he is.
Cold Embrace, Cold Embrace.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, man.
So Radiant has a really open-ended team right now. They can kind of do anything. I like
I
Silencer.
really like that Silencer pick.
I like the Silencer pick. It really makes so I
Their
think
last picks,
yeah.
like that. You go.
I was gonna say, Dire Team is a lot more locked into a strategy already. Like how I was saying that Radiant Team is so open-ended right now with their Witch Doctor Underlord pick. Dire Team is a lot more closed in what they have to pick, and I think the Silencer closes that yet more because the things that they need to pick for now are big team fight, and there's not a lot of heroes that can big team fight against the Silencer that well. So I think that they really did a good job of kind of squeezing down the remaining hero pool that Dire has available to them to be really small. And now they can just try to pick around that small remaining hero pool, assuming they can figure it out.
I suggest that that this pick now for Radiant is like a bounty hunter or something that can really just sit on the face of people, because I mean they have Witch Doctor sort of passively farming. We have Underlord to farm the enemy side of the map as often as possible, and Silencer is a really good space creator, but he's also a really good farming option. So they could run him as like their primary farming hero, but I highly doubt that they will. And what they'll do is they'll send him with the Witch Doctor to sort of like protect that group. They could send another space creator, which is what I think that they should and probably will do. And then their last pick, saving their last pick for a really hard counter, like heavy hitter carry, like a Medusa or a Sniper or something that really fits against the enemy lineup.
Yeah, I think last pick will probably be a big, heavy
It'll be
late game carry.
yeah.
I agree. I think this pick needs to have good camp clear. I think they have a really strong team already.
They've got really good camp there
And
though
they're up
already. They've
against
found their enough board.
extremely strong camp clear. So they need to be able to capture some of that farm on the map because the Dire team has the ability to just be like, yeah, win all the fights. We don't care. We, two-shot these camps. We're just going to get all the farm anyway.
Oh, the Jug pick. That's
I
interesting.
love the Jug pick here. I was
I
thinking
don't.
they could use a melee right clicker, just because they have the team to support one pretty well. Jug gives them all great survivability on top of the additional survivability they have. Their team's basically Covfefe proof now between Healing
Yeah.
Ward and Witch Doctor, and also Jug can farm pretty well early because he can
Okay,
clear those
so
camps with his Q.
here are the potential problems with Jug against that lineup is they've got a Winter Wyvern. Jug is going to either delete someone, or he will. He'll just delete someone on his
Yeah.
team if Wyvern has a well-placed ultimate. Number two is Viper at level 25 can silence people. And Jug's very unlikely to get his ult up unless he goes for a Blink Dagger or really has very top-notch positioning. But that's positioning that well against a Viper, Centaur, Darkseer combo. That's like max haste against max slows. You're never going to be moving very quickly against a Jug unless you're magic immune. But if Jug's spinning, then he can't cast his ultimate anyway. So I think that Jug is going to have a hard time getting his ultimate off. And he's going to delete someone on his team at the start of the duel.
Last pick Razor. Last pick Razor. Last pick Razor. Last pick Razor. Please give me a last pick Razor.
I don't like that last pick.
Last pick Razor, they win this game. Are you kidding? Razor's ridiculously overpowered right now.
But why do you think that he will be good against that lineup?
I think he's good against OAA. I don't think it matters what the enemy lineup is. You triple ultimate, you walk up to people, and it doesn't matter what their hero is. They die in a couple seconds. Like maybe 2 to 3 if they're incredibly tanky, less than 1 if they're not. You gotta try Razor before he's broken. He's so much fun to pub stomp with right now.
You mean before he's fixed?
Yeah. While he's broken, I guess is what I mean. Before he gets his nerf.
Yeah.
Carlos,
I like that. I really like that.
Yeah, I like that too. Really good boss killer. He's got magic immunity to spam through.
They
to
have
deal
a
with all the
slow
things you were
now.
just saying. Yeah,
they have another slow. And like that's anti-centaur hero right there. That's and like he can evade all sorts of funky spells like what's it called? Winter Wyvern ult if he just jumps into the Jug for the duel. And then like waits for everything to start up and then jumps out and then goes after everything's been blown. Oh shit, was there a bug? They didn't get their last pick.
Oh, they got to overtime. That still hasn't been fixed yet.
Damn. It's a shame.
So we'll have to follow them into their next one.
That's a shame.
Yeah, he's sitting in the main menu right now.
Oh well.
Who was on the Dire team of OTA?
Okay. Dire team is Neil, 3 of 3, Dawn of the Wrath, I think it's cut off, the Time Lord, or the Tunnel Lord, as we like to call him, and Calf something. It's cut off by the Discord link. Calf Snur. And the Radiant side is just Team EQ with stand-in. Oh well. Yeah, they're already rehosting.
Yeah, he's in the main menu right now. I'm asking what his last pick. Last pick's PA.
Last pick's PA.
I like that.
Do I like that?
Now they both have really hard right clickers. This game is going to be a lot of people getting deleted.
PA was a really good pick.
Yeah.
Like having evasion, having a whole bunch of really high damage nuke against that lineup is really good. Unless they all buy blade mails. Lifestealer and Underlord can go blade mail. Even Witch Doctor can go blade mail with the amount of regen that they've got. Like they can get away with a lot of really good stuff there on the Radiant side, and I think the Radiant side has a much more they can play around with what they want to do, whereas Dire has to be like they've got to be on the ball minute 0, taking camps aggressively. They've got to win the duel, you know. They've got to be taking camps aggressively. They've got to secure as much farm as they possibly can. Because they've got to secure as much space for PA as possible, or they just lose this flat out. Yeah, that's really what it's going to come down to. Like if they're Viper and
I mean,
Wyvern,
all of those heroes can farm aggressively. That's the thing, though. They have 4 heroes that can get up in the face of the opponents. What's funny is
They can fight incredibly aggressively too. Like they will
Dire
win most of
Dire
the yellow
team will
fights.
get MMR for this match because unranked MMR doesn't care as long as the game started with 10 players.
Ooh, I think my placing will have just gone up because I think
EQ won.
one of
Oh no, neutrals won. Neither of them won.
that's good. So it just counts as a game crash.
It counts as like a failure, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
It's different from game. Like in Get Dota stats, it's a different thing. All right, so let's start watching the game. It's probably just gonna be the loading screen for a little bit. Um, so I like both lineups. I think that this is one of the closest lineups we've seen drafted against each other. Most of the time during the drafting
Yeah,
phase, like the
it's
game's
one-sided.
kind of decided. You can tell which team has more experience in the current meta and knows how to, knows how to draft, knows how to bait someone into picking a crappy lineup and pick a lineup that beats it. And that wasn't the case this time. I think both teams did really well,
Something that can happen though, like even if both
or
teams are
did equally poorly.
very skilled, you can sort of force bans and force picks with the way that OAA is currently
Yeah,
balanced. Like if you ban Enigma or you ban Nagasarin, then like or you pick one of them, then the enemy team either has to ban or pick things that go with it. You know, like
yeah.
you have to really it's like chess, to be honest. The drafting phase, it is very like you can figure out what you should do, but sometimes you're forced into things
That's
by
why
the
I
other
think that's
team.
one of the reasons why Naga is banned first round every time because
Yeah,
Naga has so many
or Enigma.
Naga has so many unstoppable combos that are just really really potent that it kind of forces the other team's hand for the rest of the banning and picking phase
Hmm.
to eliminate as much of those possibilities from the team as possible because Naga's really good. Naga Song is strong. It wins you
Yeah,
duels and it can steal you bosses. It's incredible. Yeah, neutral victory. Neutrals won that one.
how many viewers do you have? You have 14
Yeah,
viewers.
14 casual organic viewers, which is pretty sweet. Thanks
It's
for
pretty nice.
coming on by.
Mm.
We're waiting for Team EQ versus what was the other team's name again?
LSAC.
LSAC.
Um, yeah, it's LSAC. LSAC.
LSAC. All right. Team
Um,
EQ versus LSAC, both of which have at least one stand-in. I'm not sure how many LSAC has, but I'm pretty sure EQ is four.
LSAC
Ugh, they hosted
is
Captain's Mode
for
again.
with yeah, it's for with one of the OTA guys on like standing in for both teams.
Yeah. Both teams have one OTA player. We got Milkshake on the Radiant team with EQ, and Nail
Now
helping out LSAC on the
LSAC.
Dire team. They rehosted
Yeah.
Captain's Mode because they're dumb. So now we need to wait for them to pick and ban stuff. They you got the Meepo ban, very important. You don't want them to get Meepo, man. Oh yeah, speaking of, we gotta take Meepo out of Captain's Mode just because he's
Meepo is
mechanically broken. He's not that
he's
good.
really yeah, he's really bad.
Yeah,
As a
he's really
hero.
not that good. He's gonna get better as we fix stuff, but he's a mechanically broken hero. Like things don't
Yeah.
work with him. There are bugs, so he can't be in Captain's Mode. So we're gonna take him out, and then also we're gonna remove the custom hero that we're adding once the custom
Yeah.
hero is added to the game, which
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited for.
Yeah. These guys are just randomly banning and then picking the draft,
Yeah, hopefully they're not
which
actually picking
makes all the
random,
sense.
because otherwise they might accidentally ban one of the things they wanted to pick. I've made that mistake while testing the picking screen so many times.
Well played, well played.
Yeah, I'm really good
Uh,
at video games.
Bringing the conversation back to Meepo, Meepo is one of the best boss clearers in the game,
That is true.
and one of the best early game space creators in the game. And he can flash farm faster than other heroes, but like late game, he cannot man fight creeps. He's that bad.
Yeah,
Like
profoundly terrible.
his main Meepo is nearly unkillable without like specifically targeting it. It doesn't just randomly die. But the side Meepos, like the clones, they can die to easy camps. They're that bad. They just there's something that needs to be changed about him. We haven't figured it out yet, but that's the case. Um. So yeah, uh, uh, a viable strat for Meepo in
All right,
pickup
wrap up
games
your
that I've
Meepo
seen,
talk.
and I mean it is still relevant until the game actually starts, but
Yeah,
still,
I'm just
um,
gonna introduce. I'm gonna go through all the picks once the game actually starts. Are they
that's
pausing?
fine.
What are they pausing for?
Like it's a rule.
Oh, is
They've
it?
got to pause.
Oh, a guy
Yeah,
needed food. All right.
but you
Well,
also have to pause at the start of every game anyway. That was in the rules
it's true that it's a tournament rule.
that we were in. Yeah. But yeah, what I was saying is a current strat for Meepo is to just flash farm as much of the map as you possibly can super quickly, and then just never show up in fights and lose every duel that you participate in because you suck. And then just farm every boss in the background while your team is doing whatever they want. They can take more bosses, so your team is effectively taking two bosses on the map at once and just consuming everything. But if Meepo gets seen, he just dies. But yeah, it is a viable hero if played properly, but it is a very risky pick. And that's my thoughts on Meepo.
It's funny. My thoughts on spectator mode is that it's pretty buggy.
Shit's broke, yeah.
I was trying to go. I was gonna go through each player with player perspective, and we're just not gonna do that. So,
Oh,
anyway,
really?
well, it just started also always snapping to
Oh, yeah, yeah.
silencer.
Mine's the same.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have EQ Lilania playing silencer. We got Paul on the Underlord. I don't want to pronounce that name. Zox playing Witch Doctor. At the stand-in OTA Milkshake on the Life Stealer, and Pawnin playing Juggernaut. And that's the Radiant team. Duel's about to start. I always love to see. Oh, interesting. They're doing this strat. I love this strat. You wipe out.
Oh, straightaway cave.
You
That's
instant
cool.
cave one. This is the strat I came up with for last tournament. You instant cave one, and
Really?
look, they're all about to ding level 2. They're going to stall at the start of the tournament, and they're all about to ding level 2 from the passive XP that you get in OAA.
But they are sacrificing map control because like being
Yes.
on the right side of the map at the very start is almost like that is very very valuable.
Absolutely. I was about to say that Radiant Team, I love seeing Radiant Team going out and expanding into the map and taking map control until I realized
Yeah.
what Dire Team was doing, which is awesome. Look, they're all level 2 right now.
Yeah,
They all have 2
except
skills.
they're
They're losing the
losing.
duel. They're not going to win the duel. They still haven't killed the Healing Ward. They're just...
Or the Witch Doctor,
Double kill!
who's just
The
sitting there
Healing
healing
Ward's
everyone.
just still up.
It was the Witch Doctor. It wasn't a healing ward.
Oh, it wasn't? Okay.
Yeah,
Why are you level 2? What the fuck? Look at that, strats. They're so mad. But the thing
I
is,
love it.
yeah, now they have no map control. They all got to walk out here. The Space Creators probably have boots. But who knows? All right, well...
Ooh, fun story. I had a conversation with I think it was either Jay or Pada, but the optimal starting builds are pretty standard at the moment. They're like Stout Shield, Quelling Blade on any melee hero.
Yep, definitely.
And on ranged heroes, it's Windlace, 3 Selves, and a Clarity.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. I do pretty similar things. I don't always go Windlace.
But not
though.
Boots. Don't go Boots. Boots is a waste of money, apparently.
I go
Who
boots
knows?
on certain Space Creators. It depends.
If you
So
go on
it-
Clockwork, you need to, so you can land the cogs. But you know,
Yeah, I go
it's still...
I go boots if I can pretty much guarantee myself an early kill. Because the early
Yeah.
kill is going to pay for yourselves and stuff, and then you just have the exact same setup, except they're boots instead of a Windlace. Ooh, we got the kill on the... Yep, this is going to be a
Killing spree!
lot of dead people. A lot of dead people. Radiant team's taking over the map pretty well. It looks like their Space Creators just have it together a lot more, but they also may have gotten the jump on them. They have a lot better vision. Radiant team putting up the standard high ground wards on the enemy side. That's super in the meta right now. Everyone's doing that. It's the hot shit. This kind of looks like a poop ward. I assume that's probably not real. And so they can just see the enemy team. So anytime that the enemies walk past like this little line right here, Radiant team's going to be all over them trying to push them back. Unless there's 3 of them and only 1 Paul, in which case they just die. Yeah, I guess music is broken on Spectate. Oh, thanks for the host, Bommy. Getting some viewers in here. Looks like Dire Team's
Dog.
taking back control of the map really nicely. They're grabbing the whole bottom half and they're farming all these camps. Radiant really wants that courier. Nope, it's gonna get shielded up and run away.
I'm going to post a couple of links into chat for any of you who are interested in in participating in the tournament or just wanting to participate in the community chat. So yeah, I'll paste those. Here is the tournament sign-up page.
This Underlord's trying to finish off the Dark Seer, but I mean, it's a Dark Seer. What are you gonna do, buddy? Now you got 4 heroes on your back.
Can you mod me in stream
Yeah,
so
he's
that I
dead.
can like make these commands? So I don't have to type
Is
them
there
every
like
time?
a slash command I can do that?
I think you just
I don't
click
know
on
how
me
to
and then select
stream.
mod. I don't know Twitch either, man. When you do this, we're bad.
Advent,
Sorry.
Whisper. Lightning mod user. There you go, buddy.
Thank y'all. All right, so yeah, the sign-ups link is just to sign up a team. I promise this conversation's not going to go for long. And the OAA Discord is just to join the community for all of those who are watching Bow Me, but you know, not up to speed with OAA. That is all. So back to the game, we see that
Yeah,
the
they're
dire side
battling
hasn't
for
taken
map control back and forth. It's been a back and
The
forth
di-
battle.
the currently the dire side, the Viper is consuming the bottom side of the map. Like there are some huge camps down
Good.
here.
Good, he's just
Um,
avoiding fights and taking farm now. I like seeing at least
He
one
is-
member of the team doing that.
In my opinion, he is completely skilling wrong. The way that you should skill Viper in this game, early game, is to just ignore your. It's to
Fail
ignore
with
your
TP
Q,
out.
just so that you can like even though it does the most damage and is like the best for fighting people, you don't want to fight people for the first few minutes as Viper. You want to max your W and your passive so that
Yep.
you can really just eat up those camps. And you eat them faster than many other heroes, like at all, like faster than a Darkseer. It's comparable to. So the mistake that I think the Viper is making is that he's actually participating in these fights, and he really should just be trying to
Yeah.
farm.
I mean,
and not build
meanwhile,
around fights.
the Juggernaut's level 7, just eating up the hard camp and the easy
Yeah,
camp and
because
bouncing back to
his
well
team
over
is
and over and over again.
his team is perfectly making space.
Yep,
They're
doing a really
dying
good
a little
job.
bit, but I mean the scores are equal.
And he's dedicating himself to farm. You know, he's not
Yeah.
bothering helping space crate. He comes out for a kill because it's guaranteed, and then he's just going to go right back to farming. I guarantee you he's going to eat up this easy camp right here, maybe this medium over there, and then probably dip back to the well again. Oh, nope, they're going for their boss now. They're thinking about it at least.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're quite ready to commit.
They definitely can do it. They could have done it up like nearly 3 minutes ago.
Oh, absolutely. 6 minutes into the game, basically any team in the entire game can take a boss. Like, buy 3 healing salves, and that's enough to do it. Just juggle aggro and
Yeah.
salve up when you get low.
All right,
We-
duel is gonna start. I'll do the bottom duel. You do the top duel.
All right. I love seeing the counter wards from the Dire team. They remove the high ground wards. Which ward?
Alright,
Which
there's
duel am I doing?
You do the top duel.
Top, okay.
The bottom duel is a 1v1, so it'll be over really quick.
Yep,
It's
we got a 4v4.
Ponin versus PA. It's a Jug. Yeah, Jug versus PA. Jug has no Omni Slash, but he's a level higher than the PA. PA got a couple of really nice crits. They're just bubbling
Yep,
up.
I think he's
Ponin
just gonna
has
die to
control of the high
Malphus.
ground.
There he goes. He dies. Over here, Radiant's going to take this fight.
Double kill!
They managed to just instantly kill the Darkseer, so he couldn't slowly shell everyone up the whole fight.
All right.
The root really did work.
Jug had full high ground control up until the high ground objective was activated. They've used spin, a couple of lucky
Wow,
crits.
this fight's still going.
This is it's an RNG fight. That was very, very unlucky for Ponin. Statistically, he should have probably won that fight.
Man. Yep. Has Jug finished his Battle Fury yet? Oh, I think maybe it's on the way, because he had it queued before, and I don't see anything queued anymore. Is this a Battle Fury in the courier? Where's that courier? That is a
PA
completed
is
battle.
going for Battle
All right.
Fury.
We got a 7-minute
the Jug
Battle
is
Fury
going
on
for
Jug.
Jug's
done.
going for Battle Fury. PA is also and is very close, and Lifesteal is also going for a Battle Fury.
Yeah. Now the question
That's
is, who is
3
actually going to
Battle
benefit from these boots? The Lifestealer and the Underlord will benefit from this boss kill. Oh, and the Witch Doctor. The Witch Doctor will probably benefit the most because he probably very much needs money at this point.
Yeah.
I'm sure all he's bought are those boots that way he can get the shooting out. And there we go. That's boss down.
Yeah. Well played. Witch Doctor and Lifesteal are getting their tier.
Pretty sure the
2
radius on that sound effect
boots.
is massive. So it's possible that the Dire team knows that happened. They'll find out pretty quick once they see someone with gold boots ticking.
Centaur is really, really struggling to farm this camp at the moment.
He has
I think
died
he just committed
several
suicide.
times. He's died a bunch of times to camps. He's really not doing well.
Yeah, that's his
Who do you
8th death,
see
and
playing?
most of them are the vast majority of them are neutrals. And
Yep.
what he's doing is he's using his double edge to try and farm instead of maxing his return, and is just dying to the creeps faster than he can regen.
Yep. Dire uses the
Um,
Stampede to just disengage the fight.
Dire has really good vision on the map.
They do, and if you notice, they counter warded the high ground wards. They actually use sentries and counter warded. This is, man, OA is getting pretty try hard, boys.
That's another death for the Centaur. That's death number 9. Not looking good for Mr.
They're just
Tunnel,
eating
man.
him alive every single time he shows his face. I'm
Yeah.
surprised to see Milkshake on the Lifestealer go for GPM boots. I probably would have expected Cleave boots.
I think that those boots are just so good because, I mean, the arcane boots you literally don't need to farm, and that's kind of the crux of it. You don't need to spend any
But
time hitting creeps.
You need to for levels, and he needs to maintain levels, and he'd be able to clear this creep camp right here that he would took 45 seconds on or something in a few seconds if he had.
It's true,
Cleave
but
boots.
he's also getting a Battle Fury, and I mean,
Oh, he's getting a Battle Fury.
enough.
Yeah, if he's
Yeah.
got Battle Fury, then whatever.
Battle Fury is enough.
I think Battle Fury Gold Boots is a pretty interesting combination.
Viper is
I
about
guess
to
it
die to
shows
creeps,
how
I
badly.
think.
Yeah, you can juggle Fountain Aggro or not Fountain Aggro, but Fountain Range, the heal, very well
And,
against these hard camps with most heroes, such that you can stay within auto attack range and juggle them back and forth while still in Fountain Range the entire time.
Yeah.
That's what allows heroes to farm them early. Do we have a little fight over
Conan
here?
just got a snipe kill on the PA.
Nice.
Out of position, farming a camp aggressively, just killed on the
You die
spot
for
by
that.
Juggolt.
I mean,
Omni Slash has been used.
let's find out if this is a poop ward or not. Ooh, we didn't get close to it.
Neil did go for upgraded treads, and he's also going for Battle Fury. Like, I'm not sure if that's the combination I would have gone for on PA. I think phase boots are better on PA, as you can crit multiple times, and along with a Battle Fury, you can really farm things fast.
Yeah, although the combination Battle Fury, Powerful Treads just melts every creep camp in the game. It's
I think
also
phase boots
really,
isn't better,
really
though.
good. I mean, this just gives you more cleave. It's kind of crazy.
But does it?
Well, yes, because phase doesn't give. You don't cleave on the phase hits.
Yeah, but if you have a Battle Fury and you have the cleave talent, then you're cleaving on every attack, and which is arguably more cleave.
No, you don't cleave on the splinters.
Oh, do you not?
No.
That's interesting. Okay,
you-
never mind. You're right.
Yeah, they nerfed that because it was too good in the cave because you could just one shot the cave all the time.
Yeah, I remember that. I
'Cause
mean,
you
so
would get
technically I was
Battle Fury
right,
phase
but
boots.
I guess it was removed.
Out of the
specifically
meta,
for-
man.
for
You
it
gotta
being-
keep up with the patches.
Hey, I don't buy other boots
That
aside
looks like a super
from
dead
Magic
PA.
Boots.
Super duper dead PA. I'm surprised to see neither team really challenging the tier 1s yet. We see them getting vision up. This is very, very expected at this phase of the game to just spam vision all over each other's bosses. So that way
Yeah,
you can
neutral
tell
bosses.
when each other go for them. Because it's really, really important to know. The Centaur died
Centaur
to camps
died to
again.
a camps again. Ugh.
I don't know what this Centaur is doing.
He was new to the
Dead
channel
wire.
yesterday, and he was looking for a team today. So I think they're just like trying out new people.
Well, I suspect he won't make it on the team.
Yeah.
Sorry, Time Lord.
Subtle man.
Give you the
Man,
world.
that's a good
I
nickname.
cannot turn up the settings on my stream or else it lags. So this is what you get. Top duel is a little 1v1. Oh, it's the Centaur. Centaur's going to melt to the Silencer. Centaur's higher level than the Silencer, though, which I think is interesting. Despite, how many deaths he's had, he actually is
Silencer
leveling
has
pretty
spent
well.
most of the time dropping wards.
Oh, has this been a Space Creator Silencer, not farming?
No, it's been like pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, he's got no items and he's got backpacked wards. This is a Space Creator Silencer, so he's actually going to die pretty convincingly to the Centaur.
Dominating! Double
I
kill!
actually think he might survive.
He
considering
might,
Centaur,
actually. He's
Centaur
got a lot
only
of
has
bottle
one level
charges.
in return, so he could probably kite this enough and get it.
Yeah, especially if Centaur's missing all
Wow.
the stuff. That's a dead Centaur. I really thought
Wow.
Centaur was gonna win that, but
He had ult too. He had Stampede.
Wow.
And he just didn't use it. Stampede and Double Edge, that Silencer was dead. Like, the beauty of this team really comes out when Wish Doctor hits level 25, and we're not even at that stage yet. And they're still owning anyway.
Yeah, this Radiant team's looking really good right now.
It's
Centaur has a
not.
heart now. That'll help a lot. He really needs to upgrade it. Level 1 heart. These creeps are strong. Level 1 heart isn't always enough to just tank these camps, if that's what he's going for.
Yeah. The
I
game
definitely-
is by no means over because
definitely
no
not.
team has taken more than one boss.
Yeah, all the
And
bosses
it's
are
only
open.
this- yeah.
These early boss fights are really going to determine the game. I think Dire
Yeah,
is
they do.
making the right move here and taking their safe bosses. I really like seeing them go for their safe bosses here because they're behind.
They're not going for it though. They're trying to play aggressively rather than go for the safe boss.
Yeah.
And I think this is a mistake.
I think it is too. I think they actually should have just all rotated into the safe boss and taken it. And
Yeah.
now actually we see Radiant Team rotating up here themselves with the teleport.
Yeah.
But Dire saw them.
Wyvern's
They have
gonna get
wards.
picked up.
That's a dead PI.
Wyvern ult wasted. Also died. No consequence. That's probably a dead Viper as well.
Mm,
And a dead Darkseer.
yeah, he wants to go Dark Seer. The Viper's probably going to get away fine. He's way up there. But
No, his positioning is really bad
the,
right now.
the thing
He tried
is
to get put
that
out.
the Radiant team can suicide 2 or 3 more heroes into them as long as they get these boss kills right here.
Yeah,
But Dire team
and they're
knows it.
coming
They
to them.
have wards. They have vision over the situation.
I don't think they can fight them. I think
what-
it's too far gone.
I think this Viper needs to go back to the fucking well. What is he doing? He has like 3 HP. This is...
Bosses are gone. They need
The
to make
bosses are
that. They
gone.
need to.
That's it.
They need to all be
Yep.
going down to the
This
enemy
is-
bosses
yeah,
right
they-
now, like they are.
They realize it
faster.
now. They need
They
to get
have
there
to
and
be
these
moving
skillies.
faster.
What is the state of Underlord ult? It is still on cooldown for a good amount of time, so I'm not going to see that. If you look at the net worth graph, the lead that EQ has over, what is it, LSAC or something like that?
LSAC. It's
Yes.
LSAC.
The lead that they have is pretty substantial getting this point. Yeah, the net worth and XP graphs work quite well. You can definitely see that the Radiant team's been doing well all game.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that long channel witch doctor. That's funny. Nail coming in,
That's a dead
trying to get
Sansa?
some damage in. Yeah, Nail's got a
Dead
BKB
witch
now,
doctor,
so
maybe?
he's gonna get to just wreak havoc on them.
There is a fast side on the Witch Doctor. That Witch Doctor's pretty damn tanky.
Yeah, he's got 27 armor and 1400 HP. You know, that's really not bad. The PA doesn't
And
have a Desolator
115
yet.
HP regen.
Yeah, we don't see a Desolator on the PA. I'm pretty sure Nail doesn't like Desolator.
I don't either.
I think Max Desolator is still pretty damn strong. I mean, armor's a lot. It's effectively percentage-based HP bonus.
Give you the world. The level 1 core, I mean, it has an in-game value, but it's really not. It's like,
It's extremely insubstantial.
yeah.
The
it's
cores
its
are not
own-
worth very much at all.
It's its own, like, currency, pretty much. It's just another resource that you have to manage.
So I'm
It's-
quite sure
yeah.
that Dire Team failed to take the tier 1 bosses at bottom, and that Radiant just went ahead and cleaned them up themselves.
Is that the case?
I think so.
It is. Yeah, it is. You're right.
Do they have
No, they got one of
any-
them. No, they got one of them.
No.
They got, they did, because they currently have 2
Oh.
tier 1 cores that they've used. Well, I'm looking at Viper, and they still have their Roshan up at the top.
No,
Cores
Viper's,
do count.
Viper's only used 1 core.
Upgraded-
Those arcane boots are
Oh,
upgraded.
that's a far. Yeah, you're right.
That's
I think
those
they
are
lost
level
all of
1
them.
greater arcane boots.
Never mind.
They got the 2
That's-
pips because the farming core adds into them. But he
Yeah,
spent
yeah,
his 1
yeah.
core on the Dragonlance. This Dire team's sitting on 1 core, while the Radiant team's sitting on 1, 2, 3,
Five.
4, 5. Yeah.
Yeah,
This is getting
and
to be
the
quite a
last
bit.
one's their safe boss. Like, this is potentially already game.
If Radiant manages to take all the tier 1s on the map, this game is absolutely over. You really can't come. You can come back from losing all the tier 1 bosses. We've done it. We did
Yeah.
that in a scrim.
But it's very
Yeah,
unlikely.
we also had Iodusa, so we kind of came online at a certain point. And
Yeah.
I don't know if this team has a combo or a hero that's just going to come online and swing things radically like they really need, considering the fact that they're struggling with this tier 1 boss.
So another mistake that I see here.
It's got a
is that
5v5
the Viper-
top.
Viper went for right-click damage as opposed to caster, which I think is a mistake.
The silencer's just running away, silencing over and over and over again.
The Darkseer is going old
man.
meta aura builds. He's got a Shivas, he's got a Vlad, and he's got Helmet the Dominator.
I like it.
So I don't, because the Darkseer is such a big damage dealer. You really don't want to have him carrying the auras.
But he
not all
also
of them
was really
anyway.
great to build tanky, so I like auras on him. I think I
Yeah,
would have
but-
liked a heart upgrade mixed in there somewhere, though. I think that's what he's
I would
really
have preferred
missing.
an Octarine core instead of a.
Well, the
instead of,
refresher
like, a
will
Helmet
eventually
Dominator.
have a Octarine core in it.
Yeah,
I would have gone for the
that's true, I
Octarine
suppose.
core before the refresher as well. Double
Yeah.
wall is good, though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We have Radiant Team cleaning up their last tier 1 on the map they have access to. Even if they were to kill this tier 1, the Dire team would get it, because that's how this game works. And there they go to start completing the tier 2 bosses. This is them essentially winning the game.
Mm-hmm.
If they get all 3 of these and all 3 of these down there, then it's pretty
over.
much over. So
Yeah.
let's check the spawns real quick. We have a Shielder, a Fury Swipes, and a Lycan bottom. So really Lycan's the only challenge. Top, they're all easy. We only have a Shielder and a Fury Swipes left. So
I don't think any of them are a challenge with their lineup, with
Yeah.
Witch Doctor and Jug. That's
Yep.
just too much regen.
I think they're going to run over all of them. The Witch Doctor's still only level 19, so he's not giving crazy amounts of heal yet, but he does have the
has
upgraded
a-
Spirit Vessel, and that's pretty
And
sweet.
a regen crystal.
And he's got a regen crystal for himself, so he's certainly hard to kill. Yeah, the core values don't bump the graph that much, but when you buy the recipes that combine with them, it bumps it up a lot. The XP graph is pretty interesting because Radiant actually, or Dire actually came back into the lead in XP for a moment there.
They've done the cave, that's why.
Yeah, I think it's because comeback factor makes it so that Dire team gets a lot more out of the cave, and they're caving a little bit and farming the map, while Radiant is simply taking the bosses, because they can fall behind in levels at this point. They don't really care. They're going to TP in.
Squawky, there is a boss counter in-game. Spectator bugs. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, that's what he's saying. We should add one to the spectator view. So in Panorama, we have the ability to tell when you're a spectator, so we can add custom spectator stuff. These teams don't realize they're right next to each other.
And
Now they do.
Is all dead.
And now, okay, this right here is Radiant team winning. If they win this team fight, I don't think Dire can win. If Nail caps this point without Radiant team realizing he's sitting on it, no, Nail, don't go in. Just cap the point. You need that. You need that more than kills. I guess they need to win the fight, and they need him to win the fight.
Wicked sick.
No.
Yeah,
well.
no, that's it. That's it.
Killing
They're gonna cap this
spree.
point now. And I
They
don't
should
think
hold it
Dire
pretty
can.
much.
Dire certainly can't sneak this Lycan. So, this team's getting pretty big. I'd really like to see him upgrade the Radiance first. The Underlord upgraded Radiance is so good when you're ahead.
Like, the scaling of the Radiance is so fucking strong.
Yeah, so if you manage to get an early upgraded Radiance, like if they were to then transfer over here and as a team take on this tier 3 boss and he were to get his Radiance to a quick level 4, that would... everyone would just melt around him. No one would be able to stand near him. Especially with the Satanic Core. There's just no chance. We see the Dire team going after tier 3 bosses. So they can take these bosses and they will get cores. So, you know, why is it that we believe that they've already lost this game anyway? The problem here is that they're killing this tier 3 boss so that they can upgrade their items to level 2. They need tier 1 cores and some 2s. And here comes the Radiant team. I think this right here is why we're going to see a lot of Underlord bans. Underlord is god tier at controlling the bosses. No one can do it like him. I think people were kind of underwhelmed by his ultimate at first. Well, I mean, just he can get to the other side of the map with his entire 5-stack team instantaneously. It's insane.
I mean, theoretically, you can also do the same thing with Nature's Prophet if everyone just has, like, if you get TB boots and just upgrade them once without any cores. And just get them to level 2 and then, you know,
Yeah.
then just keep them in your backpack. Then you can beat global anyway. which I think is very recommended. Everyone should always have TB boots in their backpack, just so they can TP to their allies. That if you split up, in fighting.
I love that Radiant Dire Team's not giving up. They want to try to take some tier 3 cores, and if they can get, if they get ahead in tier 3 cores and get a couple tier 3 items, while the Radiant team is 6 slotted with tier 2s, they could potentially win a few fights.
I have
Tier 3 items
I've
are strong.
I've been in the game. Wow. Wow.
You guys are awesome. I don't think they're going to be able to cap this point before the... Yep, didn't quite get it. Let's check out the... Ooh, another 5v5 top.
I've been in a game where I've been on the Dyer's situation.
Yep.
I lost, but like a comeback is definitely possible. It's just
possible.
very hard. It's very, very hard.
Yeah, the thing that Underlord has over Nature's Prophet is that he's also actually a good hero, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, all of his abilities are very good in this mode. All 4 of them. They're great abilities. Silencer's just going to casually kill the Winter Wyvern.
Needs to upgrade to Guardian Greaves, man. So you can purge that verbal silence.
Oh yeah, that's actually pretty important. When you have these boots, these are arcane boots. This guy's got 10 grand. It only costs like 3 grand to turn these into an item that purges you. That's worth it. Yeah, that's absolutely true, Muncorn. The comeback mechanics are in place. There's all kinds of rubber banding effects to keep Dire Team in the game for both gold and XP. But cores, man, they need cores. They need to take at least half the tier 3s on the map, I think. And then win.
They also need to start taking tier 4s is what they need to try to do. They need to try and get some blueberries. If they can get some chargers and then some blueberries.
Yeah.
Like there's a charger down the bottom at the moment.
If they go straight charger then blueberry.
Which there is next to each other down the bottom. If they can get that rotation, then they could potentially at least come back a little bit.
There's no Zavis announcer yet, but there will be one. I think I want to make the Zavis announcer the level 1 unlock for the bottle pass. Like the first time that you play a game, it levels up to level 1, and then you unlock the Zavis announcer.
Has it been recorded?
He recorded a few audio blurbs, and they're really good. He did like one for the title screen, and it sounds so much like Super Smash Brothers. I love it. It's very fighting game. And then he did announcements for like duels starting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Radiant Team's just taking some of the tier 2s. I think that Radiant Team's not doing the right thing right here. I think Radiant Team should actually focus on securing the tier 3s. And
easy tier 3s.
Yeah, secure all of the chargers and all of the blueberries. I think that is the next move for this Radiant Team. Because that means that this Dire Team, for them to come back, they have to kill ogres and spiders and temple guardians, and that's so much harder.
Yeah.
That said, are there even any chargers? There's one charger, and it's a very hard to contest spot.
Winter Wyvern is really good at killing bosses. He does a lot of damage to bosses. Especially once he gets that level 5 Arctic Burn, it's going to jump up by another 2%. And that's pretty substantial.
Also, if you're really clever, you can make bosses fight each other.
Yeah.
Bosses do a lot of damage, yo.
You can also get into a position with Winter Wyvern where you literally can't be hurt by a boss and just constantly hit it. If you build
is there a Radiant team member in there? Oh my god, look at this Underlord. Just standing in the middle of this. Yeah, you can't do that forever. And the rest of his team's nowhere near. So I think this is a pretty big mistake by their team. They really should have contested this. They just let Dire Team have a core 3.
Yep.
And I think they themselves only have one core 3, so that's
Centaur upgraded his boots here to with the tier 3 core, and I think that was a mistake. I think he should have upgraded the anything else. I mean, he doesn't really need that money.
The regen crystal already has a tier 3 core put into it.
Yeah.
So they've actually gotten 2 tier 3 cores, which is pretty decent. I guess to his credit, if
They have another one in their stash.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Another one in
Well,
their stash.
to his credit, he would have to use it for a tier 1 slot. He probably just didn't want to.
Yeah.
He wanted to just push an item that's already upgraded a little bit further. I think
literally doesn't
upgrading
have a
the
choice,
Shivas would have been better. I think Shivas would have been a better upgrade than the boots. I mean, the boots give you a little more armor and stuff, which is nice, but I think
the pipe is the way to go.
more armor. They have a disconnect. It looks like they're going to pause for the disconnect. Yeah, that makes sense. Nail soloed a charger at one point, so they have an extra tier 3. That's where that one came from.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think with the way that Radiant's playing this, I don't think Dire can come back. They only have 22 kills to do it. 21 once this Ogre's dead. And that's a... So it's not an impossible comeback, but no, this isn't the tournament. The tournament teams like to scrim each other to practice. It's especially important for practicing. They're being scouted out right now by the far site. It's really, really good, especially to practice picking. Because drafting in OAA is pretty challenging. You can definitely lose a game during the drafting phase. This game was definitely one of the closer drafts, but they really got outplayed early game.
I think having a member of OTA on both teams is really like supported the
Wow,
draft, and that's why it's
so many 5v5 duels this game.
I love it.
Is that like 3 or 4 in a row now?
Yeah. 2, 3, 2, 3.
It's at least 3, because we had 2 in the other arena. Wow. Wow.
It rolled.
Yeah, they just all got completely annihilated.
Oh. OTA guys shit talking to each other.
Yeah, look at them. You know, this is some very, very reasonable shit talking because they're on the same team.
Yeah.
This is where Snow Liger is realizing that we fixed this bug and that the Ogre is actually hard to kill now.
It's still really not if you have a Winter Wyvern.
Yeah. Alright. Looks like we're getting a few disconnects for some reason. Let me check the terminal real quick to see if anything wacky's happening. I kind of doubt it. A lot of times, you know, things just happen. Greater Guardian Greaves. That's a client-side error, so it doesn't actually matter, but I'll still fix it so it doesn't spam the console. Cool. He will be back shortly. So there's only 14 kills left in this game. I don't see Dire Team pulling this out.
Neither.
The thing is that they need to win a final duel, and not only is EQ really far ahead and have basically all the cores and have more money and more levels, but they also just have a really good team fighting lineup. Like, their team's really good at fighting, too. What do you do?
Nothing. Like, I'm pretty sure it's over at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I like seeing all these silences and disables, get some Halbergs and stuff. There's a lot of different Bloodthorns on Dire Team, which is really great to see, but, you know, I just don't think it's enough. What does this guy right here have? The reconnect. Chat's talking about how we like Magic Damage Viper better. I think Melon, you mentioned that earlier, right? You also like Magic Damage Viper better.
I made it to number 9 in the leaderboards with my Viper, and I was top 10 Viper in actual Dota. Magic Viper is where it's at. You do not play right click Viper. You are wrong. Fight me.
Fight me. Settle it over OAA. So Dire Team's taking tier 4s. This is definitely what they need to do. The problem is that Radiant just has all of the vision. They can see everything you're doing, and they are here to fight your team 2v5.
Ownage!
I don't think there's any Spirit Vessels or Kefefes on the Dire team, so they have really no way of dealing with this regen.
Dire's courier has been killed.
And they just suicided their courier. Yeah, and Paul the Underlord's just gonna hit this guy a lot, and he's gonna die eventually. Yeah, he's dead. And over here, it looks like Dire's just disengaging with that boss. They're saying, whatever, you take it, we can't fight you, and they're just gonna take their high ground boss. I think that's the right move. They just need bosses. This is nice. It's just locking down the Witch Doctor. They'll probably eventually be able to kill him, maybe, or... Yeah, his thing doesn't do, like, any damage, because he's only level 30. So he doesn't yet have his upgraded ultimate. If he has upgraded ultimate, that would be doing a lot more. The first upgrade makes it triple in damage. We will come back, trust me, I'm a professional. There we go, the rest of the team showed up to just finish that fight. So, Dire team's just kinda trying to get cores, trying to hang in there, getting whatever farm they can, chilling in the well and considering their life choices, while Radiant team is finishing up this game.
Yeah.
They're just blatantly sitting outside of their base. They don't really care. Again, no Kefefes or Spirit Vessels, so this Witch Doctor just will not die to them. Between his own Spirit Vessel and his Regen Crystal, plus of course his level 25W, he's not going to die to the enemy team. It's just not going to happen. He's one of the tankiest heroes in the game if you don't deal with his heals. I agree, I don't like Underlord Kaya either. The one thing that I like about it is that Underlord a lot of times has really bad mana problems if you spam his spells constantly, and Kaya just completely 100% solves them. You don't have to think about them at all anymore. Good. We see Dire Team taking more bosses. That's really, really good to see. They've taken a few tier 4s now. There's the first Kefefe. That is exactly what this team needs. I've been saying that for a little while now. That's going to help them a ton. Now they can actually kill the Witch Doctor. I still would like to have seen a Spirit Vessel on this team. I think probably Centaur or maybe Darkseer would have been the hero to pick it up. And Radiant's just having a great time. You know, they've been fighting all game, so their camps are all huge. So they're just going to farm all their camps and get like 10 levels each real quick. Kaya Radiance does work, because Radiance is just magic damage, so it gets spell amped. That's one of the reasons that Radiance Ring of Mariah builds are awesome. If you can manage to deal with the damage yourself, you're amping your Radiance like crazy. And that's the idea with the Spectre build. Because you also get dispersion damage reduction on the damage that's returned back to you, which is really nice.
Which it shouldn't really be in the game.
Yeah, there's no way to avoid it though.
Really, even in the code, like we can't fix it.
If we re-implemented dispersion, but I mean, I don't really think we should. I think it's fine.
I suppose. I think the Mariah's dagger should be either pure damage or just pierce spell immunity.
It's just
Because
whatever damage you deal. I actually think the item's fine.
I don't think it should pierce spell
that often, and it's really good. So I think it's perfect.
I think it should pierce spell immunity though, because really at the moment, the reason that I think that is, for example, a Luna can just press R, BKB, and take no damage, and then get away with doing anything.
Yep.
So you're nullifying the only downside, and BKB is core anyway. So I really think it should pierce spell immunity.
The thing is
not,
that
not be pure damage, but it should.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
Any spell that's good for, BKB also counters. So that's pointless. There's just no difference. Right?
I guess you're right.
Any spell that BKB cancels you from Mariahing yourself for, it also cancels you from taking the damage in the first place. Yeah, this Witch Doctor needs more levels for his ultimate to be useful.
No, the reason, like, he just needed to keep that going. They just had Crimson Guard active on. That's why I wasn't taking any damage.
Yeah, he definitely should have kept it going anyway, because he was doing more with that than he was with anything else.
There are abilities that are magic damage that pierce spell immunity. Take Vengeful Spirit Stun, for example. I'd have to
Do you take the damage though? Because
Yes. I think so.
Because I don't believe you can take magic damage while magicking. I'm pretty sure.
Ownage! Double kill!
It says magic
This
missile takes
is
long.
the final duel.
Wicked sick!
Um,
And it's over.
Yep. And that's game.
game.
That was a very convincing game. The PA did a lot of damage and almost came back, but the game
It
was
was too far
definitely
gone.
convincing.
Yeah, it was too far gone.
All right. I'm gonna give the stream a quick restart, so that way that video is in a single VOD.
Then we lose hosts.
No, if you do it quickly, you don't.
Oh, really?